In years past, really up until this year, tonight would have been these guys' first concert. They would have played Hot Cross Buns, Barely We Roll Along, some things like that. We've already done that, thanks to our new middle school schedule. These guys are easily 2 months ahead of where these guys were when they were sixth graders. Right? And that's just such a blessing to us that we're able to spend more time with them, that we're able to work with them in smaller groups. It allows us to focus on more things that are specific to their instrument. I can teach the flutes things that the clarinets don't really care about, because they're not flute players. Mr. Bala can work with the trombones on things that really only relate to the trombones, like how in the heck this slidey thing works. And it really has been a blessing. We see them for more time every day. We see them in smaller groups, and we have seen them for about a month and a half longer already than we have in years past. And it's just such a blessing. So again, from the band department, regardless of how you voted on the bond issue, thank you to this community for supporting that. It's a beautiful facility, and for us, it's made a world of difference that I think you're going to hear in just a second. I'm stalling because I was waiting for us to be finished. Mrs. Hubble, do I have any thumbs up? I have the thumbs up from Mrs. Hubble. That's awesome. So, in their second performance of the year, would you please help me welcome the Lebanon Middle School 6th grade band under the direction of Middle School Band Director, Ms. Heidi Miller. Opportunity to thank a few people that you haven't seen conduct tonight, but that contribute to this program in immense ways. First is our Assistant Director of Bands and Percussion Coordinator, Ms. Carol Helbel. The percussion world just has a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of things that need to be taken care of with that stuff, and she manages all that for us and makes sure that the right stuff is in the right place at the right time, and that's a huge weight off myself and Mr. Drennan and Mr. Ball's shoulders to not have to worry about that aspect of the program. The next person I want to thank is over here, Miss Laura Mudge. Miss Mudge teaches halftime over at Easter with Mr. B, and also just does a myriad of things with the band program. If I tried to list them all, we would be here much later than we want to, because she just does so many things for us that go largely unnoticed. French horn lessons is one of the biggest, but pretty much if there's something that needs to be done, half the time Miss Mudge has just already done it by the time that I realize it needs to be done. She's that kind of person, and we can't thank her enough. And the other person is hiding over here and is probably going to hate me, but Miss Denise Shoemaker, who you saw helping us out on the piano and jazz band. Miss Denise is our accompanist here at the high school for the choir, and is also our fine arts secretary, and she hates it when I say this, but she's the boss, and she tells me what to do, and then I do it. It's basically how that relationship works, but any of you that work in offices know how big of a deal it is to have a secretary that knows what they're doing and manages things, and Miss Denise is just a wonderful asset to this whole department, but specifically the band. Would you please help me thank these three ladies for all that they do? Also Also, I'd be remiss if I didn't really quickly thank our administrators. We have wonderful support both from our central office administrators and also from our middle school and high school administrators. I haven't gotten a chance to see who all is here, but I know Mr. Moore is here from the middle school, and Mr. Bob Matthews is around here somewhere from the high school. So those two gentlemen, thank you specifically. If there's anybody else, any other administrators here, we can't thank you enough. Please help me thank all the administration here at the Lebanon School. And now on with the show. The next two tunes you're going to hear from the sixth graders are Mexican Hat Dance and March Along. Please welcome back to the podium Assistant Director of Bands, Mr. Nick Ballin. The next tune is unique and new to these guys because it's the first time they'll have played what this book refers to as a full band arrangement, where it's not just unison in the whole band. The flutes have something slightly different from the clarinets, who have something slightly different than the saxophones, who have something slightly different than the trumpets, and so on and so forth. So if you listen carefully, you should hear some different parts going through this. This is Academic Festival Overture. Really quickly, just a couple of quick announcements before we close the sixth graders portion of the concert. First of all, if you're a student, whether 8th grade at Wind Ensemble or 6th grade sold Cherrydale items, those are scheduled to be delivered next Thursday, March 16th. If your student sold a large number of items, and you know who you are, you might want to arrange to pick them up that day if they're a bus rider. Because they'll have a nice big box to carry home, and sometimes that's tough on the bus. Money from those orders will be due as soon as we come back from spring break. And again, checks are always made out to Lebanon bands. The other thing that I'd ask you is, after these guys are done, we're gonna have our egg roulette game here real quick. And then as soon as that is done, we have to do a real quick scene change with some chairs and the audience for our 7:30 concert, which is gonna come quick. So what I would respectfully ask is that parents, you you guys sort of clear out as quickly as possible if you're not staying for the 7:30 concert. We have exits this way and this way. I've asked the students to maybe meet you either out in the hall or out here in the lobby or somewhere. We're going to need to do a lot of work down here on the floor as quickly as possible to get ready for that next concert. So thank you so much for your help on that. To close the sixth graders portion of the concert, this is a great tune that shows off some dynamics, playing loud and soft. This is Invaders.